lead, and then they start rolling. Under 5 minutes in the third, Harden, no. Ball's going to get knocked around, and it's Kyrie Irving dropping the three, and the Nets were up by a dozen, and it would continue. Under 2 minutes to go in the third, it's Kyrie again, another three. He had 40 points. He was 9 of 11 from three-point range. Luke Walton says we can't do anything with this guy. Fourth quarter, it's a 24-point game, and James Harden would get into the act as well. He had 29 points, 14 assists, 13 boards, and the Nets get another win. I wanted to hear what Stephen A. Smith said about the Nets on First Take yesterday.
My first reaction after hearing about Anthony Davis aggravating his right Achilles is that the Brooklyn Nets are going to win the NBA championship. The Lakers, as far as I'm concerned, are the only team standing in the way of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden winning the chip. They're the number one offense in the NBA. They're absolutely, positively unstoppable, and it's going to take an elite team on both ends of the floor to knock them off.
And on that note, I am delighted to welcome Jay Will, who joins us here. Jay Williams from KJZ, Coast to Coast on ESPN Radio every morning. Got a couple of minutes for me, and I appreciate it. So, you heard Steve say the Nets are going to win the NBA championship after the news about AD. What do you think?
Look, I think the Nets were on the pace to do so. Everybody talks about Greeny, what they can't do defensively, but you still have to outscore this team if they are fully healthy. It will be interesting to see if they're able to make a play for Andre Drummond. If they're able to get a big, even though they were able to get Noah Vonleh, and I like the pieces Iman Shumpert were able to add, but getting a guy like Andre Drummond, I think would secure them actually winning a World NBA championship. And the injury with AD is something you have to pay attention to. I at least give him a month off. Injuries like this are critical for bigs who are 6'10", 250 pounds, who primarily play on the perimeter. How they deal with this issue is going to be critical to if LeBron James can win another championship at the age he is.
Correct. And so that's the thought I had as I was listening to Steve yesterday. Assuming AD is healthy when we get to the end, and I get he's going to miss some time, and it may cost them home court in a season in which that probably won't mean as much as it usually does. If AD is still there at the end, are the Lakers or the Nets the team to beat for the title, in your opinion?
Even though the Lakers have won a championship last year, defending champions, it's the Brooklyn Nets. And I've been saying this, Greeny, since the trade happened. James Harden is the point guard. He's leading the league in assists. Kyrie's job is just going to be to go score the ball. Kevin Durant does not need to dance to the ball for 10 dribbles in order to be effective. He's a catch, shoot, turn, face type of player. If they're able to pick up the pace defensively a tad, this team will win an NBA championship because they are that gifted offensively.
Meanwhile, there's one other thing about the Lakers I wanted to get into here, because I heard you talking on that radio show of yours about this. The NBA warned LeBron James and his teammate Kyle Kuzma about flopping over the weekend, and they have some significantly minor fines that they could level in this if they decided they wanted to do something about it. What is your perspective on LeBron James and the issue of flopping in the NBA?
I know where you stand on this, Greeny, but I've seen LeBron James get beat up, and people are going to say, well, yeah, he's always attacking the rim. Well, he's 6'9", 260 pounds. His body, you're not going to see him take a force. Do I like the acting? No. Is it humoring to me? I think it's hilarious. I love seeing somebody blow on LeBron with a piece of just their air, their breath, and he fades to the background. So look, $5,000 isn't going to change or alter LeBron's behavior in doing so. Even if he were to get fined another 5 times, it's about trying to get the refs to make the call for LeBron's favor. That's where I am on it.
Listen, this to me is not a LeBron thing. I understand we're paying attention to it because he's so famous and everyone talks about him. But Jay Will, flopping is a scourge. We sit and we make fun of it in soccer all the time. And now I'm watching AAU games, and you know this because my son played AAU. These kids are flopping when they're 13 years old. Jay Will, we cannot be okay with this. We cannot.
Well, not at the 13-year-old level, but when you start getting to the high level, I might be somewhat decent on it, depending upon the moment, Greeny.
Zubin is yelling at me. I got to let you back on the radio here. KJZ every single morning, coast to coast on ESPN Radio. Thank you, Jay Will.
Thanks, brother.
All right, and as we roll on here on Get Up, Dak and Deshaun, their futures will dominate the NFL offseason. Swagoo tells you what he wants to see for these two young superstars as we get up with you on ESPN.